Right now I want to show you the RAM-HOL-AQ1, which is the Aqua Box 1, or the largest Aqua Box in the RAM waterproof cradles. You can see here it's quite large. It actually has an internal height here of 8.25 inches. It has an internal width of 3.5 inches, and it has an internal depth of about 2.25 inches. So it has a lot of holding power for many different devices and GPSs. So let's just crack this open and take a look. I've already put on the flex lens here, you can see, and I've shown in a different video how that goes on. So that's the flex lens, and you can see through the center here there's the punch out hole, which is actually a hole you can punch out and run cables through this device prior to putting on a mount. So you can punch a hole through there, and then you can actually break out these little notches and run your cable up into the hole. And then when you put the mounting plate, or the plate that mounts this to a GPS, it seals that hole, and that's what keeps it waterproof on the back. Now it's actually got two latches here on the side, you can see. But what I want to do is show you how you can use these pieces of foam that come with it, which is 1/8 inch thick, 1/4 inch thick, and it's a 1/2 inch thick. And what I'm going to show you is how you use these pieces of foam in this Aqua Box to mount some different GPSs. Let's take, for starters here, this is the Garmin 196, but it also comes in the same shape as the 176, 276, 296. There's a whole bunch of different units that have this shape and form factor. So this fits in here with the antenna up, you can see. So you can see there, I'll push that right to the edge, so the antenna's in there. Right there, and then you can see it's about a finger width thick through there. But as you can see, now I close this, you can't get to it. So you need to use this foam padding to find out the best thickness for the Aqua Box. So let's start with the thickest one and drop it in there, and maybe even the second thickest, and let's see how we go. So again, not too thick, you can see there it's too much depth. So let's take out this one and just try it like that. So I've actually put it in there, and you can see how this unit is actually wedged, and it's a bit thicker here than it is here. So what you can do is actually cut some of these wedging, the foam, and just lift the edge a bit if that's what you want to do. So these foams have an adhesive back and everything else, so you can make them fit perfectly for your GPS. So let's put that one in there. I've squished it closed. I can probably go a bit thinner on the foam, but just for this purpose I'm going to clip it closed, and you can see there it's just pushing hard there. So let's do that. Let's put the thinner foam in, take this out, and take the foam out, which I'll need a pair of scissors just to pop that out. And let's go with the next foam size down, slide that back in, there we go, and close her up. And you can see I'm just going to line the front of this GPS up with the case so it comes around it. There we go. Now all the buttons can be pressed, so I could use the bigger one or this one, because over time the foam will compress. As you can see in there, you might just see the antenna sticking out on the side, and then you've got a clear shot of the screen. Because it's not a touch screen, you don't really need to be able to touch that, but if you have any problems, if you bring that closer to the front, you might be better off with if there's any glare issues. But as you can see, I can press all these buttons and everything's fully accessible. So there you have it. That's the Aqua Box 1 with the Garmin GPS Map 196. Let's take that out. I'll even show you here, you can put in the Garmin Rhino 500 series, just like that. And again, you would need thicker foam than this, but you get the idea. Let's throw it in so you do get the best idea. Put that in there, lay it flat, and there we go. There's the Rhino in there. You can just see it's a bit glary in here, but you can see no problem at all. So it's great for that height. Also have Magellan Explorist XL. Same thing again, a bit loose. Let's take out these other pieces here and put in the thicker piece for starters. Now, as I said before, some of this foam will compress, so you're going to want to play around with it. And we also sell this foam as spare parts, so if you want to swap it out, you can. But there we go, you can press all the buttons. I might have even gone the next size up foam, but you can see how well it fits in there. It's got some room at the top and bottom. And again, for all these GPSs and things, This one has its buttons on the back. You can actually cut holes in the foam to run the cable up through the back of the box, however you choose. That's the Explorist XL. There's the Magellan Meridian. You can see there, that's how it fits in. So again, no problem there. If you slide it to the bottom, you can see it's got probably 2 to 3 fingers at the top. And then let's take a look at the largest unit I have here, which is definitely an older unit, which is the Garmin Street Pilot series. This one here is actually Street Pilot 3, so it's a super old one. But you can see here, I'd need to take this antenna off because it will be too deep. It stops it from closing. But you can actually run an external antenna up through the box. If we take this antenna off, find the notch, there we go. Put that in there, you can see with a thin piece of foam, I've actually got that in there as well. So let's put the thin piece of foam in. Put that in there, close her up. And there you have it. You can press all the buttons and now it's in a waterproof case. So there you have it. That's the RAM-HOL-AQ1, which is the Aqua Box 1, or the largest Aqua Box in the series, shown with different GPS units inside.